Well, hello there. This is Hart trying to show off a little bit of how I make the bags I use for sous vide cooking. I buy massive economy rolls of the vacuum plastic wrap, 50-foot rolls. I get 2 of those at a time. And in order to use them on the machine, I simply open the machine and then I place a bookend. This is a homemade aluminum bookend. I have a pair of these I use. I place a bookend on each side of the machine, such as that, and another one just like this. Get a little bit farther forward. Then I take, in this case, a square rod so it doesn't roll off, makes it very easy for me. I just run a square rod through my roll of vacuum material and then set it on my 2 bookends as a roller to feed into the system to actually measure and cut my plastic. Once I feed that onto the vacuum rail, I now have an easy way to measure out whatever quantity I want. And in this case, I've learned with the sous vide tank we have, the maximum length I can handle is 15.5 inches, but I need extra material to actually feed into the machine to vacuum seal the end. So what I tend to do is measuring from the cutting line, actually that's where the cutter is, and in my case, I'm going to measure 21.5 inches. That's going to give me the extra material I need. I'm off at an angle here, so bear with me. I measure 21.5 inches, and then I slide the cutter across. Hope it didn't block your view. And that was really good. I didn't cut at all. Let me try that again. Hey, it sometimes happens. What can I say? I've got a manager behind me, a supervisor, known as one of my cats, Stinky. Okay, I'm going to grab that. This time press down a little harder and cut essentially a 21.5 inch bag for the moment. And for my current project, cooking potatoes, I need 3 of these. So I will quickly cut 2 more, probably 1 spare, in case there's some problem with one of the bags. Again, measuring from the cutter, I should have said, going out to 21.5 roughly. And oh god, don't know why I'm holding the pen in my hand. It's not going to help you right now. Bear with me. My bags are falling on the floor. Okay. Pull out the 3rd one. Actually, I know why I had the pen. I meant to mark this so at an angle I could see it a little bit better at the 21.5 inch mark for my needs. Your tank will vary from mine, I'm sure. So if I go out to 21.5, and again, press down firmly, cut it, and one more time for a spare. If I need it, I'll have it ready, and if I don't use it this time, I'll use it the next time I'm cooking something. Roughly 21.5. And one more cut. Okay. Then I've got my material cut. I can put my raw bag material away. I will tape that so it doesn't unroll on me. Put that away. Part with bookends. They've done their job. Set my bookends aside, although I keep them near where I keep my sous vide machine in my crowded library here. And I'm going to turn this just a little bit. Hopefully this will show up. Now whenever I make my bags, the first thing I do is seal one end. And in this case, I want to seal as closely as I can to the end. Yeah, I'm trying to see if that's going to show up. Maybe we'll zoom in for that. somewhere about there. I'm literally positioning that bag so the front edge is right over the vacuum or drip trough. Close, lock to operate position, and all I have to do is hit the seal button, the red button in this case in my unit, and wait for that to seal. And when I seal my bags, I always seal them twice. I do a double seal in each end. That way I have far less chance of leakage. Okay, that's ready. And now I'll move it in just a bit more, just past the drip tray. And we'll see how that looks in a moment. Close it again. We'll wait for that. To shorten this video, I'm not going to do all of these. They're all going to be the same. And as soon as the light goes out, I can take the bag out. And let's see if I can show that off with a backlight. Oh, that's going to blind. Well, let's try it this way. Hopefully, you can see the two lines. That's my double seal. I can't tell if this camera is going in focus or not. Let's try a little farther back. Wait for it. That's a perfect double seal for me. Okay, I'm going to set this vacuum sealer down for a moment so I can show off the next step. And I hope you can see the whole length. Let's go back a bit here. Okay, now that I've got that full 21.5 inches, I need to know where my 15.5 inch fill line is. And I'm going to measure from the sealed end down here out 15.5 inches to make it easier for me to do the cuff. I'll mark it at 15.5 on the edge. I'll do roughly 15.5 in the middle and 15.5 on the far edge. And as a method to my madness, because before I load this bag up with the potatoes I'm cooking today, now that I've got my 3 marks, hopefully it shows up. I can't see it very well. Trying to look behind the camera. I got an idea. Let me put something light colored behind it. Now you can see the marks, hopefully, like my Oculus Quest box. Okay, and the reason I made those marks is to show me where to roll a cuff down that will stay nice and clean. All I'm doing is putting a cuff on here like a pants cuff at the mark. And when I load this bag, that will be as far as I want to load anything into this bag to perfectly fit in my tank without being too much material, being too long. Almost. Got that one. Got that one in the middle. Got that one on the side. And by having those marks on all my bags, there we go. I now have a safety cuff, so when I load this bag with potatoes or anything else I want to cook, I'll load it up to this point, to this line, and then when my wife holds the back in, I'll pull this cuff, and when I pull the cuff, we'll now have this flap, a vacuum bag that I can feed into the sealer and double seal without having this load of material interfere with my being able to vacuum it. That's it. Hope you enjoyed that.